What's going on, guys? Good afternoon. I know that this video is a bit late, but just yesterday the release of The Division 2 was at the Xbox press conference, and now that the footage was minimal, there is some things to discuss regarding what was shown for the moment that The Division held the floor. What intrigued me the most about the footage was the scenery. Washington, D.C. looks phenomenal in a post-apocalyptic state. Though the summertime will need to get to getting used to, it is a breath of fresh air not having to see snow particles, though New York did indeed test the limits of the Snowdrop engine. It was nice to see that they did keep some of the Christmas elements alive to kind of give you the feel that you are continuing a very good story from when the virus was spread, and it's still continuing on 6 months after the fact. So it was good that they showed that they still had the elements of Black Friday and a Christmas tree, and just trying to keep it um, up to par rather than completely changing everything or removing anything that wasn't to the summer season or the Christmas season for that matter. To begin, the character details look great. And I say great only because when the first division was revealed, the graphical intensity was just beyond measure, which was understandable as to why the developer had to downgrade the engine, though it came as a shocker when the game itself was released without the transparency from massive detailing as to why the engine had to get downgraded. Though it wasn't until later of the release uh, of the division that it was explained to the community. It will be interesting to see just how well the game will perform and the graphical enhancements that will be made as time progresses forward toward the final product. Next, I would like to discuss the UI or user interface. It's coming up here very shortly. It appears that there are noticeable changes, and take a look or pause the video when you get a chance to look at these changes. Um, I do like how there is now an armor bar. This provides the sense of realism that you are an agent, you should have armor, you are part of a special unit. So why it wasn't implemented in the first game is beyond me, but I'm glad that they now kind of implemented it in the second one to kind of give you that feel and realism. Um, Overall, with the user interface that they're trying to design at the moment, I just feel that there's too much commotion in one little area of the screen. I mean, literally, the UI takes up half the screen when you're trying to understand a new layout. It is going to be, quite frankly, it to me, it's abysmal. Now, that could just be my OCD, but personally, it just looks like there's just too much information going on. Um, I mean, as you can see from the footage, your primary, secondary, and pistol are all laid out accordingly. But then, what you have a special on top, but you're already carrying three weapons, and then the mask, chest, holster, backpack, gloves, and knee pads. The only two in position from last game are the backpack and gloves, while everything else has stepped into a different category. Now, what struck me the most about the UI is that your skills are no longer replaced by an icon, only by the actual object. Personally, I would like to know what I'm running with using an icon rather than the object itself because it provides a better association. Next, the Dark Zone stash, cache, and now they have incorporated sappy plates into your armor. Some of you might ask, what are sappy plates? They are essentially the body armor inserts that go into the actual chest piece. All in all, there are a lot of components here that are going to need to be adjusted and figured out because now firearms have been replaced by armor while health is standalone and skill power is standalone. I mean, I don't know. Something just is not cooperating with me with what they have done with the UI. Thirdly, the actual gameplay looks smooth as it does in the first game. The faction that the ETF is currently taking out during the control point mission looks enhanced in the way of the AI that is being used. It doesn't feel remotely the same, but in a good way. So there are more of a challenge that is involved when coming face to face with the enemies throughout the remainder of the missions. I mean, each enemy looks to be the same damage over the time that the division currently uses in the first game. But is it scaled? I mean, you're running four people, you're running a group of four, and I mean, I would like to see maybe one of them go ahead first and put bullets down range on an enemy rather than having the whole group in because now I'm not sure if it's scaled at the moment, and I know it's a work in progress, but I don't know, just something nitpicky stuff. So I also want to make mention that during the mission, Megan gets stuck in what looks like mud or some sort of adhesive, whether this is environmental or from the faction itself using special grenades or like a trip mine or something. I'm not sure because before it was there, even before the agents even got there. What I don't like though is that the agent that is currently shooting had to shoot her out of the mud. Why couldn't she have just done it herself? Now, is that going to be cause a problem for if someone's running this solo? Are they going to have to shoot themselves out, or are they going to have to, shake the left thumbstick back and forth, or WASD themselves out outside of the adhesive, or whether it be environmental? I don't know. There's just a lot of questions going on right now. Um, and I know, there's a lot that has not been made mention, of course, only because this was gameplay footage and not an actual discussion by the developers. The Ubisoft conference is being held today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am certainly looking forward to seeing any details that will come regarding this game. Some final thoughts. I am keeping an open mind about this. Yes, the first division came off to a very rough start, but I do feel that when watching this game, it feels like I'm playing an expansion rather than a sequel because everything just feels normal aside from what was shown, from in a significant manner. The gameplay feels normal, much smoother than what it is now. I respect Massa for making Division 2 entirely because there's just so much story that needs to be addressed, and you can't do that with a standalone DLC or an expansion. All in all, I cannot wait for the details to emerge and for any playtesting that might come our way. I look forward to watching the review and making more videos on the Division 2 as time progresses until the release, and I hope that you'll keep an open mind about the ongoing universe that is the Division. Please leave comments and subscribe, like, and share. I would love to hear your thoughts and, better yet, have serious discussions on the game and what we can expect to look forward to over the coming months. Let the fire rise, agents.